So, hello everyone. Welcome to my first demo session on our project about Stripe payment integration. In this session, I will be focusing on fundamentals of why we need a payment service provider like Stripe, how Stripe fits into our project, and the overall payment flow. We won't go into the code yet. Demo is more about understanding the big picture of the project. Uh, let's start by asking what happens if we don't use a payment service provider like a Stripe. If customer uses a client application to purchase something, say if you want to have a laptop or something from an e-commerce website, the application would need to directly connect to multiple banks and handle fraud details securely and comply with strict financial regulations. So let me explain you in more detailed manner. So let's say this is the e-commerce website. Uh, this is our end customer. So customer. Okay. This is, uh, for example, an Amazon or something like that. Let me zoom it a little bit. Okay. Uh, so this one is our customer, and this is Amazon, and this one. Say when when the customer wants to buy something, and if we are going to buy something, we have to pay for that, right? So after add to cart and everything, say customer gives right, pay now, buy now, also buy now, buy now. So if we as a backend developer, say here is a fact, here is a bank, and this one is our payment system, right? Say payment system. This is something like a bank, ICICI Bank, SBI Bank, something like that. Okay, so if the customer wants to buy something, he will just give a buy. So after buying, they will come to our payment system, right? In this payment system, there are many ways to pay, right? Like net banking, UPI, credit card payment, debit card, something like wallet, and even pay now, pay later by pay later, like something like. So there are so many ways to do a payment, right? So if, if the user choose to do it in some like some cards, for example, we have to pay, contact this card system. So we have to do something like asking, getting the card details, contacting this, and we have to provide security and everything. It may seem easy, but it's not. It's such a complicated system. So let me explain you once again. If a customer uses the client application to purchase something, the application would need to directly contact multiple banks like ICICI, SBI Bank. Banks or for card handles detailed securely. Yes, we have to handle the cards detailed securely and comply with strict financial regulations. So we have to protect our customers' details about the cards also. This creates three major challenges. The PCI DSS compliances, which is very important for the card system. The PCI DSS is nothing but, let's say, PCI DSS means payment card industry data security standard PCI DSS. It's a global set of rules for handling credit cards. So if you want to handle the credit cards, this is the standard we have to maintain, which was set by the credit card companies. Without without a PSP, our system would need to meet all the security requirements by ourselves, which is extremely difficult. And another major challenge is multiple payment methods. See, here you see, there are so many ways that a payment can be done. Customers may want to pay using a debit card or a credit card or UPI or net banking. So without a PSP, we would need to integrate separately with each and every bank, each and every bank separately. And the another major concern is the risk management or the fraud which can happen during these kind of situations. Building fraud detection system in-house is complex and expensive. We have to do security by ourselves, everything by ourselves. It takes a lot of time and efforts, and it's on a expensive side also. This is where the Stripe comes in. So Stripe is a payment service provider. Already I have told you, right? The PSP is nothing but a PSP means payment service provider. Instead of us building the direct connections with the bank, us building a direct connection with these banks, each and every bank, Stripe acts as a secure middle layer between us. So let me explain. This is the client's application. This is our integration system. This is Stripe PSP. And let's say this is the banks we are talking about. It's bank, ICIC Bank, and whatever bank you can think you can say. So this is about our client application, and this is our payment integration. It's our system, which is we going to call as now a payment integration system. And this one is as Stripe. Yes, these are all the banks. So instead of us directly communicating with the bank, now the Stripe will act as a middle layer between us and the banks. So the client application talks to the so it's like customers will payment will be come to us, and so let me take out this for as of now. I can take it. So we the application as we directly, so take this as an example. Now we all as an applications, we are directly contacting with the bank, right? So we directly contacting with the bank is very much of work. So we are going to directly contact with now Stripe. Now Stripe will automatically contact with these banks what payment method should be done. Everything. So the client application talks to the Stripes, but Stripe take care of securely handling the core details and managing compliances with PCI DSS, supporting multiple payment methods and protecting against the fraud. This means we focus only on payment integration process with the Stripe instead of dealing with the entire financial ecosystem ourselves. As a developer, we don't want to do something like involving ourselves in the financial ecosystem. We just want to develop a system which we have to connect with the Stripe. So we just want to do a simple payment. Yeah. So we don't want to go and talk to the banks, and it will for each and every bank it's too much of hectic work. Now let's look at how Stripe fits into our project. When a customer uses the client application to make a purchase, the client application called Stripe to start the payment process. So the payment process is going to start. Stripe creates a record called a payment intent. The payment intent is nothing but which contains what is the amount to be credited, what is the description of the order, and everything like that. So this object represents entire life cycle of the payment. This is the object which is going to be represent the entire life cycle of the payment. It knows nothing. It knows the amount, the type of currency which is going to be credited, which payment method is going to be used. It also tracks the status. So status is very important. Whether the payment is still success, pending or failed, everything is matter. Without that, we can't confirm whether the payment is successful or it's failed, it's or still pending. We have to give back the client something, right? We have to give the orders. So we definitely need a status. The client application uses this payment intent to complete the payment securely. Once done, Stripe updates the payment intent and confirms the result back. After done with all these things, the Stripe will give us a message. Phase of payment done. Payment successful. So that the client application then give this to product to the customer. Product to the customer. This is the client application. So this is where our program also comes in. So let me do it a little more properly so that everyone can understand. Payment comes in. Customer wants to buy some. Customer gives the all the details to what are all the things now he want to know buy. So she wants to buy. Now this creates a payment. Create payment. Start payment. Start payment. Now we as a payment integration system. Payment integration system. System. We will now go to PSP. So please PSP, we have some kind of request, so we have to do a payment. So you do all those things and give me the detail whether if the payment is charged, the PSP will be we want a payment. So after payment completion, there is a payment completed. This is just a basic idea. As video progress, I will explain this more deeply. So we are going to say payment is successful. Client tab. Now success. Success. So give the product to the customer. Now the product will be given to the customers. So here is this is our client app. This is our payment integration. The Stripe will be communicating with the banks and the card holders and the UPI, everything, the payment methods, everything will be done here. So let's go one step deeper into the payment intent concept because it's a central to Stripe design. Imagine a customer buying a product worth of 500. 500. First, Stripe creates a payment intent. In payment intent, I have already explained. It will create a payment intent for 500 rupees. The client application uses the intent to collect the payment details, the details about the products and everything. Okay. The client application uses this intent to collect payment details. The Stripe then updates the intents to different status, require payment method, waiting for customer to enter details. So, so here's the main important thing I have to tell you. The payment starts. We are going to call a price. That's we want to do a payment. Give me some link so that we can do the payment. So we are going to give these details to the PSP. So the PSP will arrange the payment gateway system so that our payment can be done. So this will give us a URL for payment. This URL is very important. Okay. URL for payment. We are going to do what? We are going to then send these URL back to the client. Back to the client. Client will then send this URL back to the customer. Then what happens is then this URL will take the customer into their payment gateway, Stripe payment gateway. Here's where the customer gives his details about which payment method, which payment method, method, uh, OTP, card details, everything which are needs for the payments to be done. Uh, then after that, the Stripe will check with the banks that these things are correct. Whether this one is correct, if the bank is net banking, if it is in the card like Visa or Mastercard or the Mastercard, everything. So if the payment is correct, it's successful. Now, after completing the payment, the Stripe system will return these customer to our client application so that uh, app can show whether the payment successful, everything, the product needs to be given, right? From where the customers last came out, it will give the bring back the customer to our client page. So this is how the process. So now it's a very important. After doing all these, whether the payment is successful or not, whether it's failed, if the customer didn't make any payments, everything has to be done now. So we need to need the details, right? So that we have to update our client saying that the payment is done. Otherwise, the client will be given the customer the product, and now there is no payment done. It will be chaos, right? So now the PSP will be giving us a note. is what it will be giving us some kind of message, which is also known as a webhook. It's about whether success, fail, something like this should be given to us. So we as a payment integration system, we will then process this success and we will be storing it in our data that the payment is success, fail or something like that. Now we are going to give back whether it's success, whether it's success or failure to our customer, whether our client. So this is how our system going to have a overall detailed explanation about our success. This way, each payment attempt has a clear trail from start to end. So from when it started, we are going to like store it like payment has started. Now we are when we are sending back the URL, we are going to store it in our database like the payment is still pending. Now after everything is done, the type PSP is going to give us a whether it's a success or failure. Everything will be now stored in our DB so that we can DB is nothing but database. So we are going to save it in this database. This way, each payment attempt has a clear trail from start to end. We have also has a DB to store it, and it also helps avoid duplicate charges. If the customer he tries straight just continue the same intent instead of creating a new one. To summarize this demo, handling payments directly is difficult because of PCI DSS, which is a card standards which needs to be followed. And we have multiple payment methods, card management system management. But we don't want any of these things to be doing. As a developer, we just want to create a payment system. We don't want to speak with these guys and all. So Stripe as a payment service solve these problems and simplify this process by talking to the banks. And maintaining PCI DSS standard also. So in our project, the client application interacts with client application interact with our payment integration system, and we are going to integrate with the PSP. And the heart of every transaction is the payment intent, which is going to be which is going to track our progress. This set the foundation for the upcoming demos where we will gradually move into the actual integration steps and more of a coding related, and I will explain it more close. So that's it about our demo. Thank you for listening to this first demo. In the next section, we will start going deeper into how payment is actually implemented step by step, and even we are going to explain about how Stripe documentations are given. See, this is also I'm going to explain in the next progress. Actually, so it will be done step by step. Thank you for watching. I hope. Have a nice day.